In the first meditation, Rene Descartes dismantled the world. Everything he once trusted had fallen into doubt. The senses could deceive, dreams could imitate reality, even mathematics seemed vulnerable to a powerful deceiver. Nothing appeared certain, yet in the darkness, a question remained. If everything can be doubted, what is doing the doubting? Descartes notices something extraordinary. Even if an evil demon deceives him about everything, the very act of being deceived requires someone to be deceived. If he doubts, he must exist. If he thinks, he must exist. The demon may deceive him. The world may be an illusion. His body may not be real. But one thing remains impossible to deny. At the very moment he thinks, he exists. This insight became one of the most famous statements in philosophy. Cogito, ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Or more precisely, I exist, whenever I am thinking. This is not merely a clever phrase. It is the first belief that survives Descartes' method of doubt. Everything else can be questioned, but the existence of the thinker cannot. Doubt itself proves it. But what exactly is this I that exists? Before, he assumed he was a human being. A body, a face, arms and legs, a physical creature occupying space. Yet all those things have been called into doubt. Suppose the body is an illusion. Suppose the physical world does not exist. What remains? Descartes arrives at a startling conclusion. He knows he is a thing that thinks, a being that doubts, understands, affirms, denies, imagines, wills, perceives, even if some perceptions are false. The mind is known before the body. To explore this further, Descartes turns to a simple piece of wax. Fresh from a honeycomb, it has a certain shape, a certain smell, a certain texture, a certain color. Now bring it near a fire. Its shape changes, its smell changes, its texture changes, its appearance changes. Nearly everything the senses perceived has altered. Yet we still say it is the same wax. How do we know this? The senses alone cannot explain it. What the eyes see before and after the melting are completely different. Yet the mind understands that beneath these changing appearances lies the same object. The intellect recognizes what the senses cannot. We do not truly know objects through sensation alone. We know them through the judgment of the mind. This realization has profound consequences. Descartes began by doubting the senses. Now he discovers something even more surprising. The mind is not merely more certain than the senses. It is what makes understanding possible in the first place. At the end of the first meditation, nothing remained. Reality had dissolved into uncertainty. But by the end of the second meditation, Descartes has recovered something fundamental. Himself, not as a body, not as a physical creature, but as a thinking thing. Yet a problem remains. Descartes knows that he exists, but he still does not know whether anything beyond his own mind exists. The world remains uncertain, mathematics remains uncertain, truth itself remains uncertain, and one question now becomes unavoidable. Where did the idea of a perfect, infinite being come from? In the next meditation, Descartes will attempt one of the most ambitious arguments in the history of philosophy. A proof that God exists.